Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. Today I am bringing to you the most I've ever spent on a single card in my entire life. As you may recall, back in, well, I guess about a month ago, 5 weeks ago or so, I won $860 in Super Bowl squares, which is a ton of money for me, $860, and probably is for you as well. And I've kind of chipped away at that. I thought, well, I want to buy at least one big card, but I've spent 100 here, a couple hundred there, and I was down to my last $500 or so when I saw locally a card that I've been eyeballing for, I don't know, 6 to 9 months or so, was advertised on Facebook Marketplace. And so this guy was in the town next to me, and I thought, well, it's worth at least messaging him. There was no price on it, but the card is a 1957 Bob Cousy. Rookie card, of course. 57, I believe, is the debut for Topps basketball set. And so the card, he had it advertised with no price. And so I just messaged him, hey, what are you asking for this card? And he messaged me back saying $750. $750 was more, it was a lot more than what I wanted to pay for this. And I'm not a dealer. I hate lowballing people. I'm very uncomfortable with that. If it had been like 600 or 550, I would have been comfortable offering what I thought was a fair price of $400. And so I said, okay, thanks. And I went about my day, and like an hour later or so, he messaged me, make me an offer. And so I'm still, even with that opening, uncomfortable with the concept of offering a lowball deal. Now, that's me, that's on me, not on him. And so I just said, I was thinking more like $400. Sorry, good luck. I'm sure you'll sell it. And he said, bleep it, $450, and it's yours today. So I asked for more pictures. I mean, $450 is perfectly reasonable for this card. And I looked up comps. I had already looked up comps, and the comps range from like $400 to $700. There is an outlier for $1,000. That outlier is not really indicative of the value of this because it was also in terrible shape. So he sent me some more photos of the card, and it's in pretty darn good shape, as you can see here. I did wonder, because I didn't know anything about this guy. I'd never heard of him, never met him before. I did wonder if it was an aged reprint, aged reproduction, or counterfeit, basically. And so I started researching him because he has literally hundreds of items for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And he is legit. This dude has some mega product. He's a jeweler by trade. And he has items that are tens of thousands of dollars that he's trying to sell. And so I started talking back and forth with him, and he sent me pictures of other cards he owns and is interested in selling. He's saving up for a big purchase. And I didn't ask him what it was, but it's got to be massive, because if you look through, and I'll add in the cards that he's selling here as I edit this. But he has a Jackie Robinson 1954 Topps PSA graded. I'll go through, I'll just add them in, and I'll do a voiceover, basically. So I said, okay. And he sent me this picture. It is in a screw down. It doesn't appear to be recessed, which, I just talked about this with the Willie Mays I bought, the 1959 Willie Mays I bought at the card show last week. These have the tendency to cause graders to grade them authentic, altered, because the screw down can flatten the card and make it look like it has been altered. So we'll see. Obviously, if it comes back, I would think if it doesn't come back altered, a SGCA, it could be a 3 or a 4 SGC. So which would be awesome. I'd be thrilled with that. I'm also considering waiting, instead of sending it off to SGC, waiting for a private signing and send it off. Now that would be very dangerous, and I would have to figure out the best way to do that, but send it off to a private signing and have Bob Cousy sign it. That would be, this is already a holy grail as it is, But if I could get it autographed by Kuzi, and I don't know what his health is like. He's got to be, I don't know, 88 years old. He was 29 and 57, which means he was born in 28, which means he is 94. Oof. Right? 94. 93 or 94. So I don't know if he still does private signings. I didn't look. I should have looked before I started this. But that would be that and Bill Russell. Just the Bill Russell 57 Topps card would be a massive hit for me. But getting either one of these autographed as well, you can't really do much better than that for vintage basketball autographs. So the 57 Topps set is famous, of course, for the Bill Russell. And the Bill Russell is about 40% scarcer than... There are 40% of cards in the set that are more scarce because of where they were in the sheet or in the production run. And the Bill Russell was one of those. The Kuzi is not more scarce, but it is still pretty scarce. Kuzi, of course, Hall of Famer, top 75 player of all time, just named to the 75th anniversary team. He went to 13 All-Star games. In all 13 seasons, he was an All-Star. 6-time NBA champ with Bill Russell, 12-time All-NBA. So in all but one of his Celtics seasons, now let's try to forget that he played 7 games for Cincinnati after like 5 years off in his mid-30s. He was the MVP in the year before, in the year this came out, 1956-57. He was the MVP of the league. He scored in his career. He averaged 18 points per game, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. He is actually the 20th all-time in assists in his career, and he only played 13 seasons, which is amazing. Nowadays, guys are playing 17, 18 seasons. So he was 8 times the assist leader for the league. 8 times. Nobody topped him in assists per game. So for value, PSA, I use PSA values for this. PSA 8.5 goes for about $35,000. This is not an 8.5. If I got it graded and it came out back in 8.5, I'd probably sell it. I can't hang on to something worth $35,000. The Bill Russell at PSA 8.5 is worth more than $250,000. And maybe even more than that. I don't know how accurate PSA's estimated prices are, but they estimated at about $300,000. Looking here at the other cards this guy had, you can see a couple of early to mid-50s Jackie Robinsons, PSA graded low to mid-grade, some Roy Campanellas, one of them graded by PSA and one of them raw. He's got a Sandy Koufax rookie card, which is a holy grail for me. On the bottom left is a Babe Ruth 1952 Look and See, which is pretty cool. I'd never seen this before, never heard of the set, but he has apparently quite a few of these. I think I saw an Albert Einstein one of these that he's also selling, which you'll see as I go through some more of this. There's a 55 Ernie Banks, second year Ernie Banks, 58 Willie Mays on the bottom right. Top left is a Ken Griffey Jr. Autographed card, but it's with the Reds, and I'm not interested in any of his Reds stuff. Bottom left, we have a 1960 Topps Roger Maris. That's his 3rd year. Top left, there is a T206 Bull Durham PSA 3. And in the top right, Jackie Robinson. And now he also mentioned to me, because I talked to him for about 30 minutes when we met up to sell me the card. He has 2 raw 1949 Leaf Jackie Robinsons that he wants to get graded. So that's pretty awesome. I've never owned a vintage Jackie Robinson at all, so this guy has a ton of them, obviously. Here we have a T206 Eddie Collins, one of the all-time greats, 124 WAR for his career. This is a PSA 2. Surprisingly, Eddie Collins, considering how amazing he was when he played, his cards aren't worth that much money. You would think that a T206 PSA 2 of a Hall of Famer might be worth more, but it's only worth a couple $100. Here's a 1996 Mo Rivera autograph. PSA 9, also a 9 on the autograph, which is pretty darn cool. Pretty rare card. And here's the big one, 1950 Bowman Jackie Robinson PSA 2. This one's worth a few $1,000s by itself. Some other things that he had, this is like a Kobe, pretty rare Kobe autograph picture, Magic Johnson,
autograph. We have a Paul Pierce tri-patch numbered to 10. Kevin Garnett. This is a rare one. He was trying to sell this for quite a bit of money. And this is the ring that he was wearing to meet me with. It's a Celtics championship ring given to Larry Bird, which Bird then gave to his accountant. And the accountant sold it or gave it to this guy. And he was wearing it. And I thought that was just really cool. It's a beautiful ring from their 84-85 championship, if I remember correctly. Just super cool. And this guy has unbelievable memorabilia. I'm just going to scroll through his listings on Facebook Marketplace, and you can see how much money all of this stuff is going for. This is jewelry for the most part that he's selling for hundreds, sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, and he gets it. I mean, people are buying this. He has a lot of celebrity clients. Like I said, we talked for 30 minutes when I picked it up, and he has sells to NBA players. He's all over the place, and I wish I had more money because I would buy more. Like there's the Albert Einstein that I mentioned, Look and See. I think that's the Look and See. And some of these things, some of the cards that he's selling are a little bit over market, but some of them are also under market price. I assume he knows he's a jeweler by trade, high-end jeweler, so I assume he knows that market and what to price these things at. Some of these things just insane. Beautiful watches and jewelry.
So that's the card I bought. $450, by far the most I've ever paid. I think it's definitely more than double the most I've ever paid for a single card. But I'm very excited to have this, and we'll consider sending it off to SGC. I'm not sure if it's going to go in the one I'm sending out this week, but I need to decide, am I going to get this autographed at any point ever? Because I don't want to get it slabbed and then find out, oh, there's an upcoming signing. So we'll see. That's the card. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who watches my videos.